In a world where trust is hard to find, Solana ID brings you peace of mind. Your digital life secure and free, a place where privacy meets integrity. In a world where shadows used to reign, Solana ID brings clarity again. Your digital self in control, the privacy that you were on a roll. With Solana ID, you were in control. From the blockchain to the web, we know. No more secret, no more lies. With your soul ID, your reputation grows. Let's go once more. With Solana ID, from the blockchain to the web, we know. No more secret, no more lies. With your soul ID, if your reputation grow. In a world where trust is hard to find, Solana ID brings you peace of mind. Your digital life secure and free, a place where privacy meets integrity. In a world where shadows used to reign, Solana ID brings clarity again. Your digital self in control, the privacy that you were on a roll. With Solana ID, you were in control. From the blockchain to the web, we know. No more secret, no more lies. With your soul ID, your reputation grows. Let's go once more. With Solana ID, you were in control. From the blockchain to the web, we know. No more secret, no more lies. With your soul ID, if your reputation grows. In a world where trust is hard to find, Solana ID brings you peace of mind. Your digital life secure and free, a place where privacy meets integrity. In a world where shadows used to reign, Solana ID brings clarity again. Your digital self in control, the privacy that you were on a roll. With Solana ID, you were in control. From the blockchain to the web, we know. No more secret, no more lies. With your soul ID, your reputation grows. Let's go once more. With Solana ID, in control. From the blockchain to the web, we know. No more secret, no more lies. With your soul ID, if your reputation grow. In a world where trust is hard to find, Solana ID brings you peace of mind. Your digital life secure and free, a place where privacy meets integrity. In a world where shadows used to reign, Solana ID brings clarity again. Your digital self in control, the privacy that you were on a roll. With Solana ID, you were in control. From the blockchain to the web, we know. No more secret, no more lies. With your soul ID, your reputation grows. Let's go once more. With Solana ID, you were in control. From the blockchain to the web, we know. No more secret, no more lies. With your soul ID, if your reputation grows.
All right. No wait. I think I'm getting there. My MacBook is dying. So guys, if you're here with us right now, just give me a second to close a few apps here because my MacBook is like, yep, you know, not today, chum. Um, yeah. All right. I think um, I think I'm back, guys. Benny, give me a quick sign if you are here.
Yep. Yes, sir. Good to go.
Yep. You hear me? Okay. Uh, yeah, I just have to close a few tabs and shit. Okay. Now officially, fuck my life. Welcome to Solid Talk. Solid Talk number 66, together with my good friend Benny. We're literally sitting next to each other right now. You can mute yourself when you're not talking to Benny, and then when you talk, if you put on your mic. Um, guys, thanks so much for tuning in for yet another Solid Talk. It is the week of Breakpoint. It is the calm before the storm. Not only because the biggest conference for the Solana ecosystem is around the corner, no, also because Solana ID is going to kick off a campaign that will finish our year strong. Probably the biggest campaign we did so far this year, with the biggest partnership we secured this year so far, is going to happen literally in 2 days. So that is something we're going to talk about today as well with everyone here. If my connection is a bit laggy, it is not the internet in Dubai. It is definitely my MacBook that is complaining right now about all the shit I'm doing here. So sorry for that, guys. But I hope everyone is fine here and everyone is well. We are tuning in live from Dubai because next week we're going to drive down to Abu Dhabi for Breakpoint. Benny, give me a sign. How are you doing? Is everything good here on the tech side of things?
Yes, sir. Much better. I don't know what you were running on the back end, but whatever you closed ended up fixing things.
It might have been actually one of the links I wanted to share, so I might have to not share that link because the tab just got broken. So anyway, we figured out the tech issues. GM everyone, if you're with us right now in the live stream, then drop a GM and say hi to the community. I see Lisa Selnion dropping the GMs. We have Alden in the show. He was still on the road, but here for Solid Talk. Thank you, Alden. Appreciate you. Happy Saturday, JD, GM, my friend. When Cyber Brother in the stream? That's actually a good question. Cyber, we should probably bring you onto the stream, but for that one, you're gonna need a good mic and a good camera as well, so we can bring you up on Solid Talk. We should do that one day. GM Cyber, GM Jacqueline Ann, good to have you here as well. We have Foodle in the house. GM Foodle, thanks for tuning in. Chills with us, GM Chills. We have ilos.base.eth with us, GM Ilos, and Pierre1964 is going to be the only Pierre in today's live stream because, unfortunately, our very good co-founder friend Pierre is right now in Vietnam and he cannot join. He's okay, but he had a few rough days in the past couple of days. That is why he's not with us today. But fortunately, I have Benny in the stream who's gonna cover, and I'm sure Benny, you're here in your environment, bro. This is what you love. You love yapping, you love talking, you love chatting about Solana, you love chatting about Solana. So I couldn't imagine a better replacement for my co-host Pierre today than yourself. What's your first impression of the city, Benny? You're in Dubai with us now. What do you think? Did you arrive safe?
Yeah, it's been great. I landed here last night at like 8 or 9 p.m., something like that. Got some food where I'm staying by the marina, which is very nice. First time in Dubai, so I wasn't really knowing what to expect or didn't have any expectations. So far, everything's been great. I'm really excited for Breakpoint though, and going to Abu Dhabi and seeing everyone. I already saw some fantastic people today. Super Simon, Fib, Orange, few others. So yeah, things are nice here. Pretty easy going.
Nice. Yeah, big shout out to the Super Team Canada crew, who's been very well represented. I think Super Team Canada has actually 50 people at Breakpoint, which is completely ridiculous. They're going to be the biggest super team, I think, in terms of person count that's going to pull up here. Breakpoint has been managed to scale every single year. You actually have attended more breakpoints than myself, because the one that you missed last year was the only one that me and Pierre actually attended in person. Since we're not that long on Solana yet, most people don't really know that, but we started to really do the full pivot to Solana just last year in April. So it was like the big push after the Colosseum Renaissance. What are your expectations for Breakpoint, Benny, and how do you feel? What are your emotions like right now, a few days before the conference?
Honestly, I'm super stoked. I mean, I went to first Breakpoint I went to was in Portugal, and I think that was 2022. And right after that is when FTX happened, and then I went to Amsterdam the following year, and that was fantastic. Skipped out on Singapore, came this year. I think, to be honest, I'm really excited to go to all of the talks. I think there's a lot of alpha that gets dropped. Genuinely, I'll learn about a lot of protocols that are up and coming that maybe haven't released anything yet, that haven't been loud on Twitter, but they will get a speaker spot at Breakpoint because they do have a very high value, interesting product. And generally, I think that a lot of teams will sneak in some alpha, some stuff that they're not necessarily supposed to drop at Breakpoint, and most people kind of just glance over it. So I think the talks are going to be fantastic. I'm excited to see everyone. Also, Web3 is like such a odd industry because you can work right next to people, or like you can talk to people in group chats literally all year round, every single day, and then you have these events once, twice, 3 times a year, maybe like Solana Accelerate, Breakpoint, maybe Solana Solstice, where everyone comes together. And then all of a sudden you go from working in your office alone for 10 hours a day to hanging out with everyone and going and getting drinks and going to the gym and really actually living a normal life. So overall, very excited.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's fucking insane to me to hear that you are stoked about the talks. You know, like no one ever says that to any conference that you normally attend, because the talks are usually the least interesting part of any conference, unfortunately, right? Which shouldn't be the case. And somehow Breakpoint manages to set up an agenda that actually makes people excited for the talks, right? And I think the announcements are probably one of the reasons. I think from what I've heard, there's 50 plus announcements, 50, that are going to be dropped at Breakpoint from various teams, because they actually submit, like when they do speaker submissions, for example, or sponsorship submissions, they have to submit if they want to announce something. And Foundation is gathering that data, the events team, to then have a little bit of statistics and expectations of what's going to be announced. And 50 plus is the number that I've seen in some group chats, which is massive, like 50 announcements. A lot of protocols are holding back on bullish news, but there are also some protocols, I mean, even ourselves, like we have a huge campaign that we already talked about, we're going to talk about it today as well, that we're not really holding off on. That's going to drop next week. And also another company that comes to mind really quickly is Softlayer. They've been pushing out crazy things in the past couple of weeks, starting with the Softlayer card, now with the Softlayer hardware wallet kind of feature. Have you seen that, by the way, Benny? Have you seen the Shield, the Softlayer Shield? Are you familiar with the product? What do you think about that one, by the way? Like a bit off topic, but I'm like fairly excited about it. And I think it's actually one of the few times that a wallet drops something where I think like, hey, this is innovation. This feels new. We don't have that yet.
Yes. Well, first off, on the speaker side of things, I remember Jupe launched their token, or announced their token at Amsterdam, and that was like absolutely electric, fantastic. I saw that you have a speaker spot, so I guess they're just giving it out to anyone these days. But I'm excited. I'm excited for the Soulflare hardware wallet. I didn't read too much into it. I'm assuming it's Solana native, focused on Solana dApps and kind of usability of it, which sounds pretty similar to Unruggable, which has been around for a little bit now. I think Bonk Advisory has invested in them. I need to look into the Soulflare Shield a little bit more, but I think it makes perfect sense, right? Because if you are looking to get into crypto, Soulflare is a great starting point. They do a fantastic onboarding experience. But if once those users get a little bit more experience and they start building up their assets and they're comfortable enough to start really bridging over a large amount of funds, it just makes sense to offer them something a little bit more secure that they can feel more comfortable with on a day-to-day basis.
honestly, to clarify this a bit more here, because you're not putting enough justice to the product, I feel the Softlayer Shield is tackling an inherent problem right now that we have, which is that most of the hardware wallets, actually all of them right now that are live, they feel outdated. The way you actually use them, you have like these weird buttons on them, and then the screen is kind of shitty, and some screens are a bit better, but then you still have to clunky. The navigation of the device is a bit clunky. And then we have all these crazy innovations in DeFi itself, right? But then you having this device which feels like it's like from 2005 or something, someone like the OG Ledger. Softlayer makes the signature process using hardware wallet so much more easier, because it's literally just an NFC chip that you hold into your phone to sign a transaction with your Softlayer wallet. If you don't have that NFC chip, you can't sign a transaction. So that is basically the cold wallet signing process of this. Like, it just adds security to the whole process, right? So if you want to add another layer of security to your Softlayer wallet, you get that card, you carry it with you around. The card itself doesn't do anything, right? Like, you do need the wallet set up on one of your devices with a private key. So, but even if you lose your private keys or someone gets access to your device, they still can't sign any transactions because they don't have the card. So it does add another layer of security. Plus, the user experience is so much better with just using the card and tapping it on it, compared to like the process with my Ledger, right? Where plug it in, you have to click some buttons, and it's a bit clunky. So that is kind of the whole narrative. So I'm personally think it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I had no idea that's how it worked. Like, I saw the Softlayer Shield and I saw that it was hardware, but I didn't really look into it. I didn't realize it was something that you like tap and play type of deal. That's pretty sick. That's really sick. Yeah, Ledger honestly is a pretty memorable experience. Like, the only reason I put up with it is because it's kind of, you get used to it. It's just what it is. The stickiness of wallets is a really big problem. Not a problem, but it's a really big, I guess, topic that a lot of wallets are facing right now. So yeah, wow, that is a cool product, and such a unique way to really approach it.
That's what I mean with innovation. Like, it feels like something innovative that I haven't seen around yet in the space when it comes to hardware wallets. So that's really cool. The very attentive audience here might even see some parallels between one of the products we launched in the past weeks, where we collected some data. You might see the overlap here of that survey that we launched with what has been published here. But that's just a little bit of lore here for the Solidians that are very attentive. They will know how they can put the pieces together, let's say. Either way, Benny, today's our talk. We got shit to cover, so let's jump into it. I want to talk a little bit about the state of the market. I have 1-2 little news items that I just want to highlight here for everyone that's tuned in to get you guys up to speed on the current state of the market, not only TA and price charts, but also macro. So we're going to chat a little bit about that, look at the solid chart, and we're going to obviously talk about some company news and updates. And without further ado, I think let's take a look at the price right now. Let's start with Solami and look where we're at in the markets to understand a little bit about the cycle where we're in right now. So let me just pull up my screen here, share the chart. So for everyone who's tuning in right now, this is the markets section where we cover price development, and we look a little bit at the charts to help you guys navigate these uncertain markets that we're in right now. And let me tell you, the chart definitely looks a little bit messy here. It is difficult to make sense of what's happening, but we're using our technical analysis and Elliott Wave strategies here to at least assign probabilities to various scenarios. And if we're zooming out here in the 4-hour chart on Solana, we can see that we're definitely in a range. We're ranging here. The market has held the bottom around $122. And it's right now not in safe waters. Okay, that's the only thing I can say. There is a chance that we're actually tapping into $117, $111 range once more to print one more low. And that is not only something that I can see realistically right now in terms of how the market moves, but also Elliott Waves actually suggest that. But there's also a chance for one more high before we do that. And that high is still on my chart, and I talked about it last week, even the week before. Since we made the low here on the 21st of November, around $120, I was expecting the chart to have either a reversal, which would mean we're going to crush through the resistance area between $156 and $200, or a relief rally, which is more of a bounce before we see one more low. Right now, the chart looks weak, honestly, which indicates that we might only we might not rally through it. But it's still, it's only probabilities. Like the higher probability right now is still on lower prices, in my opinion, in the midterm. But in the short term, I'm still expecting us to recover to the upside. We pulled down a little bit further than I expected here in this fourth wave correction. So in the last 2 days, basically, we saw $130 Solana again. We did this 1, 2, 3 setup to the upside. The downside move here between that low and that high is a C wave in an A, B, C recovery or not recovery, but in a downside movement. That C wave is definitely now maxed out. I think we can't really go much lower than that before we would see the fifth wave play out here to the upside, which could technically bring us a little bit higher here in the $150 region. So that is the next target that I'm watching here. Right now, I think the odds are still on the plate to see that relief rally to the upside in the immediate short term, and it also aligns technically with the breakpoint week. I think historically speaking, we've seen leading up to breakpoint some sort of price development on the Solana chart that outperforms other tokens. So I do think that we have the chance to get higher here. With that being said, though, Bitcoin is definitely struggling, and we're in this fourth wave correction as well here in the Bitcoin, which is technically complete. We could definitely go down from here. We definitely hit the 0.618 FIB pretty accurately, right? So that's the distance between the wave 2 upside here, the wave 3 impulse to the downside. That wave 4 can extend higher. If that wave 4 on Bitcoin extends higher, I do think that Solana is also going to tap into this $150 region. There's a fair chance for it. Again, in the short term, that's my primary kind of scenario, that we do see a small, higher wave 4. But after that wave 4, again, the odds are in the midterm to still see one more low, even on the Bitcoin chart, that could bring us as low as $179,000, or even a little bit lower if the wave 5 extends further. So there's still a little bit of risk in the charts right now, as you guys can tell, because the price structure is not managing so far to significantly break above this yellow resistance line here on Solana, which is around $144, $145. That would be the next target, basically, to watch from where we are right now. Makes everything make sense, Benny? Any questions to price charts and Solana price development, or do you feel comfortable that we could see a little bit of a relief here?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it all makes sense. I don't know. I'm not as TA technical, not as TA strong as you are. Definitely see blood in the streets these days. I think, like you said, breakpoint typically is a time where things start pumping. Like I remember Amsterdam was when Solana originally started pumping, and we actually led the bull run, right? Like the Solana started pumping quite a bit. Like I think we saw like a 2x before Bitcoin really started moving itself. And I would love to see something very similar to that this time, right? Like you said, Bitcoin seems to be struggling right now, but we're going into breakpoint. Maybe Solana starts leading this next big run.
There's a chance that we could outperform at least periodically. In the long scheme of things, right, we're right now looking at hourly charts and hourly candles and so on. In the long scheme, right, zooming out, there's a lot more uncertainty in the market right now. But there's, again, like bottom line, there's a big chance that we either see one more high as a wave 5 extends to the upside, or either a B wave that overshoots, that goes up. So there's chances.
I remember the last Solid Talk I was on, because I didn't come last week, but we talked about how if Bitcoin closed below, what was it, the 50-week moving average, then generally speaking, that's the beginning of the bear market. I don't know if it's closed 2 weeks below the 50 moving average, but what are your thoughts about that so far?
Yeah, it doesn't look good. Like it definitely doesn't look good, right? Like if you go on the let's take a look at the weekly chart here again for Bitcoin. But we're definitely past that area, right? The yellow line here, that was the first dip. We're covered, so that candle did not close below it, but we definitely have two very strong candle closes right now below that line. But again, like that, even if we go lower from here, that's why I say I would like to see a wave 4 that pushes higher. I would at least like to see a retest of that line, right? It would make a lot of sense technically, or based on technical analysis here, and also usually like just the Bitcoin, how Bitcoin behaves usually. It sounds feasible that we retest at least that line, right? We did the same thing here, right? Like whenever we kind of cross the Bitcoin 55-week moving average here significantly, this looks not good. Like that pull to the downside here in 2022 was definitely alarming, right? It's a fairly high price drop here, where the price literally like tanked all the way down here, 50%, right? But then after that 50% drop, we also saw like a relief rally of 50% to the upside, right? Like that is also something you can trade, especially if you swing trade. And it retested the line very accurately before then definitely crashing down further. So even if that's the beginning of a prolonged bear market, as people like to call it, I would still like to see a retest of that line. And I think that wave 4 could be that retest and that relief rally, year-end rally, and so on. And it does overlap a little bit with some of the bullish news that we see on the macro front. One of the bullish news is, for example, Kevin Hassett, who's still the person to be appointed as Jerome Powell's successor, which is the Fed chairman. And the Fed is obviously influencing fiscal policy in the US significantly. I mean, they are doing fiscal policy. And right now, Polymarket and Kalshi say 70 to 80% probability of his nomination. Trump is very straightforward with that. He said it multiple times on camera that he wants Hassett to lead the charge here. And him as a Fed chair is literally the opposite of Powell, right? Like he's not only pushing a more a looser money printing strategy. So he's definitely pro liquidity. He wants to bring liquidity back into the market. Trump himself said he would like to see interest rates of 1%. Right now we're at 4%, which is again a Trump-like ridiculous thing to say, because 1% is a huge drop. To put that in perspective, right? We're looking at a 25% or 25 basis point rate cut from 4.5 to 4.254% now, which is adequate, right? But Trump doesn't want a 25 basis point rate cut. He wants a 3% rate cut in the next year, which is a huge jump to 1%. And I think Hassett is probably on his side in something like that. I don't think if he's going to. I don't know if he's going to push it down as low as 1%, but he's going to push it down. And that's only fiscal policy. Besides that, Hassett owns Coinbase stock worth $1 to $5 million, and also receives an annual salary of $50,000 and $1 for serving as an advisor to the company. So if you want aligned incentives with the crypto economy, that's pretty much as you can get from a Fed chair. Again, he's literally the opposite of Powell, right? When it comes to crypto regulation and not regulation, when it comes to crypto, to pro-crypto fiscal policy. So that is just one single piece of bullish macro news. If you guys are looking for catalysts that could be the reason for at least a relief rally to the upside, or even something deeper. So again, you guys know it. Whenever you join the Solid Talks here with us, it's your weekly dosage of bull talk. We're not doing this here for the bears. If you're a bear, then I'm very sorry that you're here with us, because I'm not going to give you any food that you can digest here that will make you bearish. Nope, I'm here to make you bullish, because there's always a reason to be bullish. Maybe not in the short term, but always in the long term, because bulls make money, bears sound smart. With that being said, I think it also makes sense to take a quick look at the Solid chart here. Right now, still going sideways mainly. We haven't pushed major catalysts out into the media really that would justify the token to move significantly, but they are lining up. And I think next week's marketing push and partnership is definitely a catalyst. This is no financial advice, and I don't know if it's going to have an impact on the price, and I can't tell you to buy the token because of it. But what I can tell you is that what happens in crypto usually is that whenever there's a big marketing announcement that comes out, the chart flips bullish. And that's only one piece of catalyst that we can throw into the ring here to make a solid move up as well. And we're thinking on a weekly basis right now about token strategies, and there's definitely some opportunities that we're piling up right now to then eventually trigger on one of these opportunities as soon as we identify one that is the most strategic fit. So the biggest takeaway here from my side when it comes to Solid is that the team is cooking and far from giving up, which already distinguishes us from 80% of the other tokens out there right now, because a lot of teams either completely sunset right now. There's protocols on Solana that are sunsetting fairly frequently these days, especially in the bear. And that is one thing we're not intending to do. And then there's also teams that are just neglecting the token as well completely, and not pushing any announcements out. Doesn't mean that the project like us is neglecting the token. It also means that we're just making sure that things are ready to announce when they are really ready to announce. 1000 who says I'm a bullish inflationist. Yes, that's good. Then you're at the right corner here with us, because we like liquidity as well in the markets. That helps us to push higher. So yeah, those are just a few news and bits and pieces of price talk. But we're not here to only talk about prices and charts and metrics when it comes to tokens. We're also here to talk about some company updates. But before we do, Benny, I think it's time for a quick giveaway. Shall we do that, actually? Let me pull away my screen here. Guys, if you're right now with us in the Solid Talk, then let me tell you, I'm going to pull up the giveaway right now. We're doing at least one single giveaway every single time. So Hector, G Solid, my friend, you are coming in right at the perfect time to take part in our giveaway. We're going to give away 1,500 Solid as we do. And all you have to do to get your hands on that prize is put a raffle ticket into the raffle. And the raffle ticket is a comment in the comment section. Today, we have 2 words for you that we want to see in the comment section. The timer is going to start now. So put your pause on the keyboard and give me a get solid in the next 60 seconds. Sorry, in the next 60 seconds. So I want to see if you get solids in the comment section here. We're going to raffle between all comments who will get 1,500 solid. It is a quick win for everyone. Solana ID is about perks, benefits, rewards, and all these wonderful things for our Solidians. So if you're in the live stream, then make sure to put in your ticket right now and drop a get solid into the comment section. If you do that, also make sure that you qualify for the giveaway by putting in by following Solana ID on X, by retweeting the live stream, and also by obviously putting in the raffle ticket with the get solid in the comment section. So make sure to take part. This is your chance. It might be the only chance for today's giveaway. So I want to see a few get solids in the comments. We're going to head over to Twitter in a bit to then raffle out 1,500 solid. Ben, you want to win some solid?
Always, of course. You can never have too much solid.
That is a point. Yeah. Cyber get solid. Okay, I'm gonna give you 20 extra seconds here, and I'm gonna head over to Twitter right now to then hover over the comments. The stream is lags a bit, so we have 5 more seconds on the stream. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, I see you guys. I have you on my Twitter. Benny, you need to give me a countdown, and then I will gonna stop my cursor. Are you ready? Give me a countdown. 3, 2, 1, and then say stop at some point. Okay.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Stop.
All right. Today, the lucky winner, drum roll, ladies and gentlemen, the lucky winners of Solid Talk number 66 is none other than Pierre himself. Wonderful. Pierre, 1964, you got it, my friend. You deserve our win for today's Solid Talk. So drop a W for Pierre. GG, my friend. Thanks for putting the ticket. Thanks everyone for participating and help us to push this live stream through Twitter so we get a few more people to get Solid with us. Pierre, congrats, my friend. We're going to collect your club key. You can send it to Cyberbrother or to Solana ID main account, and we'll make sure to sort you out, my friend. 1,500 solid goes to you. Thank you, says Pierre. You're welcome, my friend. Good to have at least one Pierre here with us. We miss our co-host and co-founder in the stream. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like he just got some weird allergic reaction to Vietnam, as it seems, and he's not feeling good right now. So yeah, send some love to Pierre, the other Pierre, not 1964, but Solana ID Pierre, because he can definitely use some love right now. He's not feeling great. but that's why we're covering for him today. Anyway, congrats, Pierre964. You got it, my friend. You are the lucky winner of today's Solid Talk. Now, moving on the agenda, Benny, I wanna mention a few reminders here. If you recall, we have a few live perks. Maybe you can help me to dissect the perks a little bit and talk about what's live right now. Let's start with Sanctum. You can give everyone a quick highlight again and a quick reminder of what we're talking about here when it comes to the Sanctum perk. What's cooking? What's Sanctum? Why is it important for people to take part in?
Yeah, I mean, Sanctum is a fantastic product. They are essentially the home of LSTs. They allow for projects to create LSTs of their own. For anyone that wasn't around pre-Sanctum, it was incredibly difficult for projects to create LSTs or for LSTs to exist in general. Essentially, you had maybe 3 or 4 big players. You had Jito, you had Marinade, you had Blaze, and I think there's one more that I may be forgetting. But the biggest hurdle for each of these projects was having enough liquidity, because when you actually stake SOL, you have to stake it for at least a single epoch. And when you unstake it, it takes an epoch to unstake. And so the advantages of having an LST is that it is liquid. It's a liquid staking token. So you can do this swap. You can pull out your Solana, you can unstake essentially whenever you want to. And these protocols were having to have like hundreds of thousands of SOL in order to have an LST. Sanctum has created a way for just about any project to have an LST of their own, and them themselves also have an LST, and that LST is Infinity, INF. That is what I personally stake with for all of my Solana. INF receives the typical validator rewards, but it also receives the fee generation for all of the projects under that Sanctum umbrella. Whenever there's any swaps or any users are staking and unstaking, that INF actually receives fee generation, and that yield goes towards the holders. So I hold all of my Solana in INF as well as a little bit of Jito SOL. For this perk specifically, all you have to do is swap. All you got to do is swap to one INF. You hold it for this campaign, and you have a chance to earn some free USDC. Honestly, everyone should be staking their SOL. Solana is naturally inflationary. If you're not staking your SOL, you are losing value. You are drawing money away. So everyone should have their SOL staked. And if you stake it with INF during this limited time campaign, you actually have a chance to win the jackpot, 1,000 USDC, or for 10 lucky winners, 100 USDC.
100%. And a little alpha here that I can throw into the round. If you haven't did that swap yet, please do, because the chances that you win something in that giveaway are gonna be quite high. I can tell you that. So I think if you haven't participated yet, just go into your Solana ID hub, make sure that you use the hub. You have to go in the hub, click on claim perk. This will open a new tab. This is Sanctum. Then log in with the wallet that you're having inside of your Solana ID account, and then make sure to just buy one INF, just swap anything to one INF, and hold that one INF in your wallet, at least until the campaign is over, because we're doing snapshots frequently here to check if the people that did the swap are actually holding on to it. So the minimum requirement to hold that one INF is going to be December 8th, 11 a.m. ET. So that's in 2 days. So you have 2 more days to do that swap. So I would definitely recommend you to put in your ticket by going through the Solana ID hub. So that's definitely important, that you just don't just go to Sanctum and do the swap, because that won't qualify you for this specific giveaway. If you just want to hold in, sure, do it. But if you want to also increase the chances to get just some free money out of that prize pool, then do it with Solana ID, because that's what we're about. Like, we're trying to make you experience the products that are already exciting on Solana in a better way. And with Solana ID, you can do that, because if you're bullish on it anyways, do it through this campaign, buy one INF, hold it in your wallet, and additionally to holding an LST with an APY, you also register for that prize pool here, which is currently still live, going on until the 8th of December. So tell your friends, tell everyone who you know to sign up for Solana ID, or go over to app.solana.id, mint their ID, and make sure that they follow the instructions on the perk hub, clicking on the perk itself, and then on claim now to get access. Little caveat here, you can also do it through the display network, of course. So if you find that perk in any of our display partners, this will also qualify you for the giveaway if you use the claim now button. and then do the same process, swap something to inf and hold it until the end of the campaign. So I think that's pretty clear, pretty straightforward. We had a few questions from the community coming into that campaign in terms of can I use that inf and put it in a DeFi protocol? Is it going to increase my chances if I swap more inf? I can say no to all of these. It's a very simple campaign. You just have to keep the inf in your wallet during that time period. Otherwise, we can't really recognize it. So keep it in your wallet. And also, you cannot increase the chances to win by swapping more. So the minimum required of one inf is enough for you to put in one raffle ticket into the raffle, and then potentially winning 1,000 USDC for interacting with that perk. So that's definitely really, really cool. It's a great perk. It's a great perk structure as well, in my opinion. And we need a bit more attention on that perk because I feel it deserves much more attention than it gets. So I'll personally tweet about it a bit more as well in the next days to make sure that everyone on Solana knows that right now is the time to swap one inf through Solana ID. Benny, we have one more perk that I want to highlight here, and that is the survey perk. The mystery perk that is right now live in the hub as well. So maybe we can also just remind the people of that one. What's your opinion on the survey perk? Why do you think that's a cool thing in general in terms of the perk structure? And what is the opportunity here for users?
Yeah, I think projects are always looking for user feedback, right? But currently it's pretty difficult to get effective or efficient user feedback. And as a user, you're already utilizing a lot of these different dApps and protocols. You have a lot of experience, you have a rich on-chain history, and you're looking to hopefully utilize that history in some type of way. These surveys are a perfect way to go about it, right? You are essentially getting paid for your opinion, for your experiences, or at least having a chance to earn you pre-USDC for that opinion. So I don't really see any reason not to participate. You know, it's not like a DeFi protocol, or it's not like INF, where maybe you don't have one SOL or enough funds to deposit. Everyone has their opinions. Everyone has their thoughts and their experiences. Why not have a chance to get paid for those thoughts? And it seems it's an easy win in my mind.
Yeah, 100%. And also, this is a great picture. we should get someone, please, like, you know, you can put this in your meme collection for whenever you need this beautiful picture of Pierre in the raffle pool. So yeah, I'm fully with you, Benny. I think it's a win-win for everyone involved here. For users, it takes 5 minutes to fill out that survey. It's fun as well. You're providing valuable feedback to the ecosystem, to whoever wants to use that data. It's a mystery perk, so you're not going to know who's using the data really, but it's also anonymous. You don't need to give any personal data. All you're submitting is a survey and your pub key, so we can raffle the prize money as well. Little alpha here as well. This campaign is going to run out very soon. I'm talking days, not weeks. So I would advise everyone who hasn't filled out that survey yet, head over to app.solana.id, log into your perk hub, click on the claim perk button to fill out the survey in the new tab, and that's all you have to do. Your pub key will be submitted automatically after you submit the survey, for us to then draw a lucky winner at the end of the campaign.
I will say, I do think that this survey model really embodies what Solana ID is all about, right? It's users being rewarded, or at least having the opportunity to be rewarded, to be paid based off of their data, as well as their opinion and their experience within the Solana ecosystem, right? Because in Web2, you don't have any experiences like this. Like, you use a product and maybe they ask you to fill out a feedback form. What did you think of the show? How was your experience? But you don't receive anything in return. You don't have an opportunity to receive anything in return. I think these forms and these survey feedback forms are really embody that idea of users being able to utilize their experience, their data, their understanding, and their opinion to actually get paid for it. Because all of these companies, not only in Web3 but also in Web2, are willing to pay for that feedback. Solana ID is essentially just the rails for that payment.
Fully agree. It's 100% about that. And the targeting is actually very efficient here, because we're helping the project to not collect any opinions, but opinions from active users of Solana. Because the perk survey is open for tier 1 to tier 3. So that's more than 50% of everyone on Solana right now, based on our statistics, that can access it, but not everyone. So if you're a civil, if you're a farmer, if you're someone that has no activity on chain, if you're a completely new user, inexperienced with crypto, then the survey is not for you, because the data we're collecting is for projects that are actually interested in the opinion of active people on Solana. So those are the perks in progress right now. These perks are live. They're not only being tinkered on and about to launch. Nope, they already launched, and it's literally the last final sprint for them. So Sanctum and the mystery perk, both very important right now to check them out. So I'd advise everyone to do that right away. Now, Benny, we're in front of a big week. We have like something fairly extensive that we worked on for a long time, and I think we're very close to pushing that out. We can pretty much, in this round here, in the Solid Talk, we can already tell people most of our plans for next week and what we can expect. So what can we tell people in terms of the plans from both sides, our partner and ourselves? What's going to happen next week? What can people look out for? Why should people feel bullish about what's happening next week, and be as specific as you want?
Yeah, I mean, I think we are in a very fortunate position, and this is the biggest partnership that is possible, really, for not only us but for anyone in the Solana ecosystem. We are launching our Solana ID MetaMask onboarding experience or perk campaign this Monday. We have, I believe, 4 perk partners on board. We have Sanctum, 5. Sanctum, Orca, Play Solana, Qudis, and SNS. So we have 5 different perk partners, all of them, I mean, top tier, high caliber perk partners, all offering high value perks. You have physical goods like Qudis and Play Solana offering discounts on their products. You have Orca, who is offering X Orca for users that are participating in liquidity pools. You have SNF offering discounts on sold domains. I mean, there is a ridiculous amount of perks coming out. Sanctum, again, offering another raffle separate of the one that's going on now for users that are swapping to IMP. And MetaMask, who has over 20 million monthly active users on Twitter. I believe they're at 1.4 million followers. We're going to be on the front page of the Solana ecosystem page for their website. We're going to be post-streamed. The next Solid Talk actually is going to be the biggest one yet. I think they're going to be post-streaming it directly from their Twitter, which again has 1.4 million followers. Absolutely insane. And they're going to be funneling all of their active users, that's 20 million monthly active users, to Solana ID. And that's going to be their starting point. That's going to be that essentially a portal to Solana where they are coming into the ecosystem. They don't know what apps to interact with. They don't know where to place their liquidity, where to stake their soul. And we are offering them that starting point. So overall, super excited. I think that we're going to see an insane growth in our users. I think we're going to see a big pump in Discord. Cyber is going to he's probably going to be a little busy next week, if I had to guess. I think we're going to get a lot of new users in our Telegram, a lot of new users in our Discord. And I think we're looking to hopefully leverage this into a lot of future opportunities, not only with more perks, but also with SDNs, because the SDN, Solana Display Network, really is the big focal point for us when it comes to that top of the funnel. And these are some high value perks that I think anyone in Solana would be lucky to take advantage of.
Absolutely bullish. Very proud of all of us here, community, Solana ID as a brand, team, especially you as well, who pulled it off initially, to have made this happen. I think it's very rare that you achieve like such a partnership in crypto, and you have to do a few things right to land such a collaboration. You need to create a win-win scenario on a lot of fronts to put in so many moving pieces, because essentially this will affect 6 companies directly, plus us, plus Solana ID itself. And we have to, coordinate everyone, make sure that everyone has a win from this, and everyone feels like it's worth, spending some marketing budget, spending some dev resources, spending some communication resources and time on pulling it off, right? And we created that win-win-win situation. And I think our community, token holders, Solana ID holders, everyone is gonna, benefit from these efforts eventually. So I think that's all we can really say for the MetaMask campaign. This is the last stream basically before the calm before the storm. So I think, just stay tuned, guys, and watch out for next week. And make sure that you also spread the word around and use the opportunity. If you're a Solidian right now here in the community, be active next week and talk about it. Let people know that the partnership is here, what that really means for Solana ID. And this is just the tip of the iceberg, really, because we want to do much more of that next year. I think Solana ID can really be a great portal into Solana. When I talk with builders that are not super Solana focused yet, about the opportunity of utilizing Solana ID to break into the ecosystem the same way as MetaMask is doing it, by essentially giving their users, which are non-Solana natives, great perks and benefits on Solana through Solana ID. It's a no-brainer, right? And we can do copy pasta with a similar project as well in the future. So I'm super stoked about that. Very happy we pulled it off, and looking forward to the campaign going down next week. Going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I I was reflecting on it, I think, this week, because that's when I mean, obviously we've been working on this for a long time, but this last, last 2 weeks have been a lot of locking down the details, the dates, the times of the announcements, everything going on there, the redirect links and what the perks are looking like. But I think the way that all of this happened is like kind of crazy to me, I think it all started, what was it? It was Accelerate, that me and you were at the actual event itself. I think you were coming down from your Airbnb, and the MetaMask team was there, and we had a group chat started with them, and they were interested in Solana ID. They wanted to hear a little bit more, and they were waiting out in front of Rasposa. And I think you were running a few minutes late, and I was like, all right, I just gotta walk up, just gotta give them the pitch. And I went in, and I think it was 3 or 4 of them, and walked them through Solana ID. They're super excited as usual, right? Like everyone we talk to, I think that they do understand the Solana ID pitch, and they see the value in what they're building. It's just oftentimes it is, if there is any issues, it is timing. And that is exactly what it was with MetaMask, is that they were focusing on onboarding their users to Solana, and they felt like Solana ID was something that maybe they should kind of kick down the road, and it would make more sense to do in the future. And me and you had a conversation. I told her, I was like, Simon, it's ridiculous. Okay, buddy, we got to make this happen. This is as good as it gets. We are in front of them. We know they like our product. We got to make something happen here. And we hopped on a call and just kind of went through the entire campaign, because it does make sense. We made a situation where it is win-win across the board. As Solana ID, I mean, obviously this is a big deal for us. We're partnering with MetaMask, we're partnering with Orca, SNS, Qudis, Sanctum, all these top protocols. For MetaMask, they're onboarding their 20 million monthly active users. And Solana, as easy as it is to use, it is still a little bit overwhelming. Crypto in general is a little bit overwhelming. There's so many different apps. There's so many different LPs and OSTs out there. So you don't know where to start. And so in my mind, it just made perfect sense that if MetaMask is looking to make the best experience possible for their users, Solana ID can offer that. And not only give them those starting points, but give them kind of a head start on that race, right? Those discounts and those incentives for opening up those liquidity pools or staking that Solana. And then on the perk partner side, we are in a constant race, or this constant competition across the board, of everyone trying to grow their TVL, grow their user base, whatever it may be. But at the end of the day, there's only so many users on Solana. And there's only so many people coming from Web 2 to Web 3. And in this most recent cycle, it's been relatively low. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity in my mind, because how often do you get a chance to onboard 20 million monthly active users that are not only new to Solana, but they're also crypto native. So they have experience in providing liquidity. They have experience in DeFi. They have experience in LSTs and meme coins and everything across the board, but they're brand new to Solana, and they're looking to use that experience, use that knowledge in these protocols. So in my mind, it just made perfect sense. And boy, oh boy, is it working out fantastic, because we are at Breakpoint. We're here in person, talking to these teams together and going live at the same time.
Actually, that's the funny thing as well. Like, we were kind of, initially we had moments where we're like, fuck, it's delayed again. We want to launch it in September, in October, in November, and we got pushed down, right? So they kept kicking the can down the road. But actually for a good cause. The timing couldn't be better, honestly. Now we're running the campaign 2 weeks right over Breakpoint, with Breakpoint in the fucking middle, with Solid Talk number 67 right in the middle of it. We can use that perfectly, to do it IRL. So the next Solid Talk next week it's going to have, it's going to be a special one. It's going to have some people that are joining literally in real life on a couch, sitting together, talking with them. Potentially the representative of MetaMask is going to be either with us in the room or tuning in digitally, because he might be in Dubai while we're in Abu Dhabi. But maybe he's also on site, but at least perk partners are going to be on site with us to have a really good time. I think next week's Solid Talk is going to be a lot of fun. Every single week's a lot of fun. I love being here. I love doing these. But I think next one is going to be really cool. So yeah, guys, if you feel this is good news and it's bullish for us, then yeah, drop a W, make sure that people know about the campaign coming up. And we're definitely looking forward for next week. On different news and different notes, I think there's like one small piece I want to double click on with you here. And this is the SDN expansion. We do have a new display partner that is being onboarded right now to the display network. So that's definitely a piece of company updates that we can drop here in the Solid Talk. Benny, who am I talking about? Who's joining the SDN next? And what can we expect from that? Why do we think that's a good thing?
Yes, sir. So we are always cooking on the back end. We are always reaching out to not only perk partners, but display partners. And a lot of times these conversations will go on for weeks or months. These teams have their maps planned out at the beginning of the year, right? They know exactly what products they're working on, how their dev resources are being used. And oftentimes, even though we can go and we can hop on a call with them and we can kind of show them the value that the SDN and Solana ID can offer, getting onto their dev roadmap is a completely separate problem as overall. And this upcoming one, Exchange Art, EA, it is the huge. It is where one of one artists pretty much are home. Wow, is that the staging? Is it live right now? Oh my God, I didn't even realize. Okay, this is exciting. Exchange Art is just about as big as it gets, I think, in general. I mean, you have Jupiter, you have it is a top tier display partner in my mind. Anyone that is a one-of-one artist that is releasing collections on Solana, they're releasing it on Exchange Art. There's no other platform for one-of-one artists in Solana that I know of, and that makes sense for people to actually release products on. Also, it got bought out by Bonk. So Bonk, the Bonk ecosystem as a whole, Bonk owns EA. It owns EA token. And we were able to talk to their team and obviously, convey the value of Solana ID, of displaying perks directly to users. And I don't know how in depth we want to get on this, but for each display partner, we have a unique pitch, right? Because every display partner has their own goals and their own desires for their users. And for EA, they're primarily focused on their artists, their one-of-one artists, and acquiring more users and more collectors for their one-of-one artists. So we're working with them very closely to make sure that we can support artists as much as possible. We may see some possible auctions in the SDN coming up in the future. Who knows? We will see. But overall, I mean, I think this is huge. I think this is incredibly big. Like I would put this very close to Soul Incinerator when it comes to SDNs, not necessarily just based off of impressions, but just based off of their name and recognition within the space.
I'm stoked. I'm super happy. This is super recent. We literally just finalized with them. We've been in talks for a long time. These integrations take time, as Benny said. Don't underestimate this. We're literally putting a product integration into a live product, right? It's not something you do over the weekend. It takes a lot of calls, conversations, and convincing to do that. But Exchange Art understood the pitch. They think it's super interesting to ship perks and rewards to users right where they are, plus benefit from additional revenue share that we can generate for them based on the clicks on these perk frames, an additional revenue stream that is completely untapped as of now, helping them to monetize their traffic. And then lastly, we can even have some custom integrations with them to leverage the display network to, for example, what Benny highlighted here, in future also allow that space on other display partner pages, highlighting some of the Exchange Art artists. So it's, again, a big win-win situation in business and growth, in business development. It is all about creating win-win situations. This is how deals are signed. If there is no mutual benefit in any partnership, no one is going to do it, right? You can't, if you're the only person winning from a partner, that's a rule of life, by the way. Like if you're other person that you're talking to or working with, or your beloved one, whatever, if they don't benefit from something, it's not going to work. This world is transactional in a good way, right? Like transactional doesn't mean bad. It means we're creating win-win situation where people mutual benefit from things. And the display network is a beautiful example of that concept. So I'm super bullish and stoked about having them on there. And Tiber is saying, I love the diversity of our partners. It is very diverse, right? And you're going to see much more of that and much bigger than that. We're working on really crazy and incredible display partners in the future. It takes a lot of work and a lot of effort to make that shit happen, but we're doing it, ladies and gents. So welcome Exchange Art to the ecosystem. We're going to push out some announcements regarding this as well, make some noise so everyone knows about it. And yeah, definitely sending some love towards Exchange Art for working with us on this one. Personally think this is super amazing. You can literally right now get a free physical cast card right from the Exchange Art front end, making all win together. Right? It's really beautiful what we're doing here. Bullish, very bullish. On other news, Benny, or do you want to elaborate a little bit further, or you want to add something on that?
Super bullish. I was just going to throw in there is that I think it's big, just because we mentioned MetaMask, is that both of these partners, you know, we give them the pitch and they see the value of the product, they like it, but the timing's not right, right? Every time they say, oh, well, we like it, we see it, and we do want to do it, but maybe in 2-3 months and whatever it may be. And then me and you, we come together and we're like, all right, we got to make this happen. It's a big deal, right? MetaMask, Exchange Art, these guys, we want them. And we come up with this pitch, we come up with this campaign, we figure out what exactly are their goals. What is MetaMask looking to accomplish? What is Exchange Art looking to accomplish when it comes to one-of-one artists, when it comes to collectors? And then we custom craft this campaign, this pitch to that partner. And my God, is it beautiful to actually see it come together and actually come to fruition. I had no idea that I mean, we've been talking to them in the chat and I know that they were integrating it. I know it was on staging. I just hadn't realized that they had pushed it fully to the live format, and seeing it now is a beautiful sight.
Again, huge props, shout out to Benny the man here. Your work pays off, my friend. You know, you gotta, it is good to celebrate these wins, because it is frustrating at times to not close deals that you're working so hard on. But as you see, today's live stream is a great example of it can work. Okay, so just, you know, let's keep pushing everyone together and let's keep working on these goals, because eventually it pays off, right? It works out. And I think our vision becomes more and more clear right now, and timing couldn't be better. So short before Breakpoint. I'm so excited to talk about these things with everyone on site. And I think yeah, only up from here, guys. If you're not bullish right now on Solana and Solana ID, then I can't help you. We hit the full hour, Benny, so it is time to reveal this week's participation NFT. If you are in today's live stream, welcome to Solid Talk number 66. And if you don't know, you get exclusive, unique, crafted artwork every single week here from our in-house artist. And today's beautiful NFT is the Solidian Hero in his full force. We have Solidian Hero performing in ninja style execution here. I don't know what he's doing, but he's looking very active. He's gonna support and protect the realm here from evil, and he's making sure that your reputation is being utilized, and he's definitely looking very solid. Guys, this is today's artwork, and you can claim it only if you're in the live stream. So if you want that NFT, then all you have to do is head over to talk.solana.id. So this is, again, time for you guys to get active and do something. So if you've been listening to us yapping here, now's the time to get active. Scan the QR code on the screen or head over to talk.solana.id. You'll be forwarded to a Zilli Quest. On that Zilli Quest, make sure you're logged into Zilli with your account. Click on Solid Talk number 66 and plug in the secret code of today's show, which is DXB. What does it stand for? Do Bizzle. This is the Dubai airport code, if I'm not mistaken. So this is today's secret code. As well, you got to plug in your Solana ID. You have to reply to the tweet. You have to like the tweet. You have to retweet the tweet. And if you did all these 3 actions and you plug in the reply URL of your reply, then you will get this NFT in the next couple of days airdropped to your account. So I'm doing it right now. I recommend you guys to do exactly the same. I'm reposting, I'm liking, I am commenting, copying my comment URL, and quest claimed. It took me 20 seconds, and I will get a free NFT airdropped into my wallet account. And let me tell you, these NFTs, these collections are getting huge. This is Solid Talk number 66. So if you claimed all of these, you have 66 unique artworks right now in your wallet that really are an example of how much of a Solidian you really are. So keep collecting them, because when we are the most efficient user acquisition tool on Solana, and probably also in whole of crypto, then you want to be an OG. You want to have the proof in your wallet that you've been around for 70, 80, 100 Solid Talks that happened every single week. And this is literally your proof of attendance right here in front of you. So if you want that beautiful artwork here, head over to talk.solana.id, make sure to plug in the secret code, which is DXB Wallet Eddy, interact with the post, and click on claim. Make sure you do it. It's literally free. All we need for you is to take part in it. And yeah, this is just, it's really cool, man. We're doing it since such a long time now. And our artist is just relentlessly shipping these artworks. We don't even have to tell him. Next week, we're going to have a special edition of this one, obviously. So this is going to be fun as well. Definitely make sure to show up as well when we are on our special live stream number 67 next week. And with that being said, I have only one more bullish item on my agenda, because if you're not bullish enough yet on Solana ID, then I can help you. I can help you. I have one more piece for you here. It is validator news, Benny. That is something that is always cooking in the background, and you're not involved in this. Many of the community members don't really see what's happening because it's kind of, operations in the back. But running a validator on Solana is not only helping the network to be secure and pushing your transactions through. No, it is also helping us as a company to make some additional revenue and pay for expenses, which helps us to grow, right? And further secure more partnerships, get the token up, and so on. So having a validator on Solana is definitely a very beneficial thing. And the good thing is the Solana ID validator is, even right now, in a very challenging time, profitable. It is not easy to be profitable like right now. A lot of validators are actually sunsetting. There have been a few infrastructure SIMD updates that have been shipped in the past couple of weeks that impacted the validator ecosystem and small independent validators like us in a negative way. But still, we are pushing. I just talked to Solana Foundation's one of Solana Foundation's employees that is working in the validator ecosystem, and basically helping validators to be successful. And when I told him that we have 60,000 to 80,000 SOL staked on average on all validator, he was like, "What? How the fuck when did you start?" I was like, "Yeah, early this year, April, February we started, and then we started to tinker. In April it kind of took off." And he was like, "How the fuck did you do that?" And well, we're cooking, and 60,000 SOL for me is still peanuts. Like, this is only the beginning. We're working very actively in the background, especially myself, on securing more stake to our validator. And huge shout out to Marvin, who's still in Solana ID. He's been helping us cook very early on. Marvin is an OG from Germany. He's been cooking tech for us a long time, and now he's running our validator, one-man army. He's making sure that this thing stays up, and our validator is performing quite well. It is still, like I said, it is even right now slightly profitable. We have stake from various stake pools. Also Marinade, not listed here, but we also have Marinade stake. And yeah, I have like a few plans for validator. One of these plans, or one of the bullish things actually that happened just this week, is that Solana ID validator is now running on 00 actually. So we have integrated with 00 network. So today, or since this week, Solana Identity is migrated onto the 00 network. So that basically means that we're using 00 infrastructure, which is basically a network of hardware across the globe that is intending and already doing a good job on improving latency and reducing bandwidth, IBRL, for the Solana ecosystem, and furthermore in future for the whole internet, because 00 is making the internet faster with a parallel internet next to the public internet, which is insane. It's an insane mission. I had Austin Federa on the Sol Brothers podcast this week. If you want to learn more about 00, then have a keen eye on our YouTube channel, because we're going to ship the interview with Austin on our Sol Brothers YouTube account as well, at Sol Brothers Pod. But good news here for Solana Identity as well is that we're now running on 00, and that is only the beginning. Next up on the validator roadmap is that I want to ship our hardware from fucking Utah in USA in a box to freaking Bulgaria, Eastern Europe. And I want to set up our validator in Eastern Europe to further decentralize the ecosystem and potentially even secure more stake from 00 and more delegation from them, because that is the mission. As a validator operator, you always need to ask yourself, okay, how do I get delegation in Solana? And the answer to that is you need to help the delegation pools, the stake pools on Solana, to achieve their mission. What is the mission of 00? Right now, it is geographical decentralization. They want to make sure that enough validators are across the world running on 00. So if you run 00 in Bulgaria, then we're going to be the second validator in Bulgaria that is doing that, next to LimeChain. Huge shout out to LimeChain. They're already doing that. And I just chatted with the CTO this week, LimeChain CTO, and I think together we can make the validator, our validator as well, more geographically decentralized. It's going to be fun. So definitely cooking in the back here, also on the validators.
Super bullish. I have to give you a big shout out, Simon. I mean, I think it is a beautiful thing, let me say, to have a CEO that is always working on things on the back end. There have been many occasions where you'll mention, working with Solana Foundation, having a validator, LST, whatever it may be, and I have no clue about it. I have no idea. I know you're working hard on the back end, but then to see this come to fruition and see just how much not only work, but like the actual progress that is being made. I mean, like you said, your friend was asking you about how much SOL you have staked to the validator, and he was shocked by how much, and I'm shocked as well. I mean, it's crazy. I don't see any of this. We talk every single day, and somehow I'm missing it. But it is a beautiful thing to see the CEO always grinding no matter what, and making sure that it's not purely focused on one vertical or one specific feature, right? You're making sure that there's something in this vertical across the board, making sure we're diverse enough to where we have a variety of different incomes.
Yeah, I think now you understand what I mean when I'm telling you in private that I have a lot of tabs open in my head. This is a result of that. Like, there's a lot of tabs, I'm telling you. But no, I appreciate that, bro. This is definitely true. I think that is the single most important thing a founder should do. He doesn't need to have specific knowledge in one single field. There's great founders that have that, but in my opinion, a very good co-founder or founder, and even especially if you have a CEO role, your job is to make sure that all the moving pieces in the company are moving. You don't have to put them in place perfectly, but just make it move. So in my opinion, that's what I'm trying to do. That's why I have so many tabs open. Again, not in my Chrome browser, in my head and my Chrome browser. It's because I want to make sure that all these moving pieces fall into place at some point, and I can only do it with support of every single one that is working on this. And that includes you, that includes Pierre, that includes all our freelancers, that includes all our community members, that includes Cyberbrother, that includes everyone who's invested in Solana ID, every single token holder of our 4,000 token holders. I cannot do this alone. I'm not a one-man army, but I can make sure that the pieces are moving. You make them fall in place. But I'm definitely the one that makes sure that we're not stalling. Okay, that is at least what I'm trying to do here. Awesome. It has been my pleasure, ladies and gents, to host and co-host today's Solid Talk number 66 together with you all. We crossed the 1 hour mark. We gave out our Solid Participation NFT. We did the giveaway. We did amazing company updates. I think we prepared everyone for a big fucking week. The calm before the storm. So guys, enjoy your Sunday tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, because next week is gonna be crazy. It doesn't matter if you're in Abu Dhabi or not. If you're on Twitter, it's gonna be crazy. So if you're not here, then make sure to at least be logged in on Twitter, support all these launches, make sure you know everything that's going on in the ecosystem, because there's gonna be a lot of alpha being dropped around Breakpoint. And we're making sure that you are aware of that, not only with Solana ID, also with Solid Brother Spot. My mission is to make sure that everyone knows what the fuck is happening. And in terms of Solana ID, things are happening. With that being said, thank you so much for tuning in. I will close it off here for now. It was really cool to do this talk as well with you, Benny, in this format. Definitely, I can, you're a very good replacement for Pierre. Obviously, I'd love to have Pierre with us here as well. We're a very good trio, but I'm also very happy to give him a break whenever he needs to take a break. And again, I wouldn't like to do this here alone. I do it with Benny next to me, literally next to me, because the guy is fucking sitting there. So for people who don't know, who haven't recognized it, but this is not a virtual background. We are in the same fucking room. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to Solid Talk. It's gonna be a big fucking week, and we'll see you at the next one. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and make sure to either get solid or stay solid. And peace out, everyone.